Hello everyone and welcome to the free and live Learn the Basics of Joomla 2.5 webinar sponsored by cloudaccess.net, the official and exclusive host of the demo trial of Joomla at demo.joomla.org. My name is Bernie. I'll be your host for today's webinar, and you should all be able to hear this presentation through your computer speakers or your headset, or you can call the telephone number that was provided to you in the email you received after you registered. Currently everyone is set to mute, but feel free to post a question in the slide out question area that is to the right of your screen. I'll do my best to answer all of your questions in a Q&A session at the end of this presentation. A lot of times I can illustrate exactly what you want to know, but sometimes I can point you in the right direction to do some additional learning and discovery on your own. During this webinar, I'll give you an introduction to cloudaccess.net. We'll launch a website in the cloudaccess.net client area. We'll clear all content to that site. We'll install a template, create categories, articles, menus, and modules, and then after about an hour, we'll discuss some of the resources available for learning Joomla. Now, remember, at that point, we'll get to the Q&A session where I can answer any questions about cloudaccess.net and our hosting platform or our professional services. But typically we spend that time talking about Joomla and core Joomla functionality. Please know I am going to be moving quickly through this information. So if you're trying to keep up with us on your site at home, it may be difficult in some sections, but don't worry about it, because after completing this webinar, I am recording this now. I'm going to upload this recording to our YouTube channel, and you can always rewatch this and many of our other free webinars. And that's at youtube.com/cloudaccess. I'll show you how to get there later. And you can always register for another webinar too. We mostly have open forums, but we did decide to turn this one into 2.5 Learn the Basics, so we could record it and update our YouTube channel. But you can always attend another one, an open forum perhaps. We provide service to roughly 22,000 people here every month at cloudaccess.net. We've had over 6,000 people register for our webinar in the last year. And again, you're welcome back anytime. And we are cloudaccess.net. We're also demo.joomla.org. You may have found us that way originally. We were chosen by Joomla to be the exclusive host of the demo trial of Joomla because our entire company, from servers to support people, is set up to support the Joomla software. Again, we're the official and exclusive host of the demo trial, and no other company has a business relationship like that with the Joomla project. We are also unique because we'll pick up the phone and talk Joomla with our clients. Now, if you purchase a standard hosting and support package, you can pick up the phone, use our live chat feature, or submit an online ticket to get direct help developing your site. There's no other hosting company that offers this as part of a standard hosting package. Now, we also back up your website as part of the standard hosting package. We save your work every single day, and if you mess up your site somehow, you don't have to worry about it. We've got a copy of your work, and we can restore the site for you. We also manage 100% of the Joomla platform. Now, you can launch a server, configure a database, and then install the software. We do all that work for you. We take the second guessing out of the setup, and you can launch unlimited free trials of Joomla through our platform, and each site will be ready in about 60 seconds. And if you need a custom domain name, that's not a problem. At any point during your 30-day trial, you can upgrade to a paid hosting plan, purchase a domain through cloudaccess.net. In fact, right now we're offering a special where you can get half off an annual shared hosting package and a free domain. Or if you already own a domain name, you can point that domain to your new site and host it with us. I'm going to close this presentation here, and I'm going to go to the internet. And I'm going to go to cloudaccess.net. I'm going to launch a site. Again, here's that special I was talking about, 50% off a yearly Joomla hosting and support plan. And this comes with a free domain. Let's go ahead and log into our client area here. And the client area is the place for you to manage and maintain your relationship with cloudaccess.net. You can do a number of things in this area. Kind of give you a very basic overview at this point. Now, you can look at your account details, of course, add contacts, change passwords or payment information. You can also submit a support ticket here, very important. You can access your Cloud Control Panel here to get access to your database, or get your server or site information, things of that nature. You can also make a backup or restore your site from a backup using the Cloud Control panel here. All of these excuse me, are free trials. I can access all of my webinar sites at this point, or at this place, and then if I have any purchase products, I can also manage those from here. Now, to launch a new Joomla site, click on this big blue Launch Joomla Application button right here, and we can launch a new site. Now I'm going to choose the product. Of course, we have the free trial that's live on the internet for 30 days, or we have a 2.5 hosting plan or a 3.0 hosting plan. We also have a virtual private memory cloud if you need more security, isolation, and dedicated resources. And remember, each site that you launch after your first standard hosting plan, this is going to it's going to be a $5 plan. We also have SSL certificates and a backup product. If you we can reach into servers and databases and computers all over the world and back up your content if you need to. You can purchase a domain or transfer one to our service here. Now let's talk for just a moment about Joomla 2.5 and 3.0. Currently, the recommended version for most development sites, for most users, is Joomla 2.5. Joomla 3.0 came out about 2 months ago almost, and it's for early adopters and developers. More and more every day we see extensions that are ready and templates that are ready for 3.0, but everything you want in your site might not be ready yet. And once those are ready for 3.0, it's going to be a one-click upgrade between versions. So you get the compounded support there. There's not a whole lot of work involved in updating your site to 3.0. You just got to make sure your extensions and templates are ready. We're going to go ahead and launch a Joomla 2.5 site, but next week I am going to do a Learn the Basics of Joomla 3.0 if you're interested in coming back. So here's Joomla 2.5. Again, we're going to get that free staging URL. We can also purchase a domain name through cloudaccess.net or point a domain name to our new site. We're going to get the free subdomain, and the subdomain is .cloudaccess.net. We create the beginning part of this URL, and I'm going to look for webinar 1119 for today, November 19th. I'm going to click to continue to see if webinar 1119 is available. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're used up. I used that last year perhaps. Just a moment while we check this out. It looks as though it is available. I'm going to go ahead and complete my order. Now remember, no payment method needed. This is our free trial, free for 30 days. And I'll complete the order. And what's happening now is Cloud Access is grabbing that 2.5 package for me from our special repository. It's launching the site. It's including some sample data sets and a couple of templates to pick from. And Cloud Access is also sending me a welcome email. There's a lot of great links in that email and information how to access the site. We're going to go through that pretty thoroughly here in just a moment. And I think we're going to develop a site today for a restaurant perhaps. We'll see. We'll take a look at the webinar files I have. I have done some work getting some information ready for our website, images mainly, but we're going to talk about the basics. Remember, the point here is not to develop a fully functional site. The point that what we're going to be doing is we're going to be just covering the basics today. I'm going to open up this webinar tomorrow, and I'm going to do a Beyond the Basics with this website tomorrow. In fact, while the site's getting ready, let me go double check which webinar I want to do today. Oh, let's do a guitar site. Let me clean up this folder a little bit. Well, I suppose we can leave that. We're going to do a Guitar Central website. That's what we'll do. I am getting a few questions now. Please know I am going to answer all of those questions at the end of the webinar, so please keep them coming. We'll get to all of them at the end. So just another moment and we'll get that welcome email. We'll also get a confirmation that our site is ready and that we can begin developing. I'll show you one additional thing. I'm going to go back to cloudaccess.net while our site's getting ready. Remember, this is a free course. If you go to training and go to Joomla webinars, this is a free course, and this course costs upwards of $300 at different locations. We'd really appreciate the support if you could come here and share or tweet or list this on Google+, or again, like it on Facebook. Let people know that these webinars exist. Again, we've had over 6,000 people register. You come here, register for another one. We do have all different types. Click on the Register Now button here, or come over to Register Now. Most of these are open forum. Again, we turn today's into a Learn the Basics of Joomla 2.5, but still, I'll take your questions at the end of the webinar. And you can also go to our recorded webinars here. I'm going to replace this recording with the recording we're doing right now for the Guitar Central site, and we'll update a few more of these over time. Also, remember, you can go to our YouTube channel to watch this. You can go to youtube.com/cloud access to view any of our webinars at any point. I'm going to update all of these, make sure we get the most recent content out there. So, I believe my site is ready. Here's that confirmation number I was talking about and a message that will receive a confirmation email shortly. Let's go to that email, and here it is. I'm going to click on the email. A lot of great information here. I do want to review it. Learn Joomla in 3 easy steps. All right, so step 1, getting started. We have an entire getting started page for you. So I'm going to click on this. And step 1 is to watch a recorded webinar. Again, this is going to be the recording we feature here. You can join a free and live open forum webinar, which we host every single day of the week. Visit our Joomla knowledge base. Okay, we have a lot of different documentation, hundreds of documents and videos to learn how to create your Joomla site. And then lastly, you can submit a support ticket and contact our team. Again, we're only people who will talk Joomla on the phone with you. Let's talk a little bit about the knowledge base here. Come to training and go to Joomla knowledge base. For the version of Joomla you're using, there's documents for 1.5, 2.5, and 3.0. Review your client area, and a lot of great information here. Let's go back to the email. Step 2 is accessing your site. So, here's a link to the front end, webinar1119.cloudaccess.net. This is what our website looks like right now. You see it's full of sample data. We're going to talk about how to delete all of this content out of here so we get a fresh site to start with. It's one of the first things I'm going to show you. I do suggest you clear all content so you really learn the functions of Joomla from the ground up. You learn how to build a site from the ground up. This second link here is a one-click access link to the back end of the site. This is the administration area. This is the place where you're going to create and manage and update all of your content. You can add users and user groups and permission settings and permission levels, access levels to the user manager. You can have many different menus and menu items. You can have many different file types in your media manager. You can create categories or articles and create new modules, building blocks for your website. You can upload and install extensions or set some language settings in the back end. You also have some global configuration options. You can change or edit templates or edit your profile. And these buttons are new to Joomla 2.5. You can update Joomla itself for the newest version. And you can also update any extensions. One-click update for any extensions you feature on your site. Now, all of these options here are also available in this menu. Up here, I'm going to give you an overview of many of these sections today. Now, if you're in the back end, you'd like to see the front end, you can simply click on this View Site link in the upper right-hand corner here. That will take you to the front end. And if you're in the front end, on the front end, you'd like to see the back end, at the end of the URL, type in a /administrator, and that will also take you to the back end of your site. I'm going to go ahead and log out here because there is a secure administration login area. And in that email, this third link is going to take you to that login area. Again, securely you can log in. The username and password are included in the email. You simply copy and paste those into the appropriate fields and log into your site. I'm going to ask Google Chrome to save my password, and now I'm securely logged in. Now, there's just one more step in here, getting started. Again, you can revisit your client area, submit a ticket to get help, and again, your credentials are right here to log back in. So, we teach people every single day how to develop these sites. And we have the support system standing by to help you. Now, remember, I would like to clear all content. I need to get rid of all of this stuff. And how do I do that? Well, in the back end, we used to have a cloud control panel here. And we decided to centralize this into the client area. And I had a question about creating a backup of the site. I'm going to show you how to do that later and how to access the new cloud control panel. We used to have a feature where you could clear all content with one click of a button. And we found out that that was creating a slight issue in a database table, so we got rid of that. So we're going to clear all content manually. And I do want you to write this down. This is going to be important to know as we clear all content that we need to start with articles. And then we'll go to categories, and then we'll go to menus, and then we'll go to our contacts. So we're going to clear out all articles first, so definitely write this down. It's going to be important. Articles, categories, menus, and contacts, the 4 areas we need to focus on when deleting content. So in the back end, let's first go to the Article Manager right here, also available under Content Article Manager. Notice how we have several articles in our site. I'm going to scroll all the way down actually, and I'm going to display all articles. And I'm going to select all articles here and throw them in the trash in the toolbar. I'm going to receive a blue message that 68 articles were trashed, but you know what? All I've really done is I've sent them to a trashed folder. And I need to actually go to this menu here, select Status, and go to Trashed right here to view that trashed folder. So here's all 68 articles again. I'm going to select all of them again and then empty my trash in the toolbar. I will talk a lot about these buttons in the toolbar today, and what I've done effectively is I've permanently deleted all 68 articles. Really important to follow the process so that you permanently get them out of there. If you only send them to the trash folder, you may create an issue for yourself in the future when you create more articles. Let's go now to Site and Control Panel to get back to the main administration area. Again, that's Site Control Panel. After we delete out the articles, remember, it's categories. So we're going to delete the categories next. From the back end, I'll go to the Category Manager here, select all categories, and then throw them in the trash in the toolbar. And 25 were deleted, but just as before, I need to go to Select Status and go to Trashed. Because here's all 25 categories again. I'll select all and then empty the trash one more time. Yep, Joomla, we got the red message. Now, I should have pointed out we got the blue message before. Blue means you're moving in the right direction. You've done something successfully. Red means that there was an error of some kind. Now, we deleted all categories, but Joomla knows it needs to keep one category to work correctly. So it's keeping the uncategorized category. So this is okay. It's okay that we still have one. This will always be here. So let's go back to our main view here. Published. I'm actually going to go back to trashed, and I'm going to republish this one. Let's select it and then select publish. So now we'll go back to published again, and so we have one category. It's okay to have one. Remember, the next step after we do categories is to do menus and menu items. Your Joomla site comes with many menus. Let's go to the control panel again, Site Control Panel. This time we'll go to the Menu Manager. And your site comes with 6 menus. I'm going to select them all except for the main menu. I'm going to leave one menu. Just like your site keeps one category, it's important to keep one menu in order to work correctly. So we'll select 5 of those. I'll throw those in the trash. Delete. Now I get this message here. I only have to delete once, and if they're permanently gone, I'll click OK. So I deleted all 5 menus. We have one menu left, which is the main menu. Let's open this up. And notice how we have several different menu item types. I'm going to select all except for the home menu item type. So select all here and then deselect home. We'll keep the home menu item, and I'll throw these in the trash in the toolbar. Get those out of there. So I've got one menu item on one menu. Let's go back to menus here. We got our blue message you saw. So this is okay. We'll keep one and one. The last step is to go back to the control panel, and remember, we're going to delete our contacts and contact categories. During the Beyond the Basics webinar, we are going to create new contacts in the future. Let's go ahead and go to Components and Contacts. Your Joomla site comes with this contact component. And again, I'm going to show people how to create that contact form and add a new contact during that intermediate webinar. But for now, I'm going to select all contacts and throw them in the trash. And I'm going to also go to the trashed option here and select all contacts again and then empty the trash. And then I'm going to go to click on this Categories tab, select all categories, throw them in the trash. Select Status again, go to Trashed, select all, and then empty the trash one more time. So it is a process, and I know I'm moving quickly. Again, we're recording this, so if you're just starting, come back and write this down. Come back to the YouTube channel. I actually forgot one because we need to add in modules here. But review these steps. Again, important to clear all content. So again, the last step is modules. We need to delete all modules now. Let's go to the control panel again, and lastly, we're going to go to the module manager. The modules are like little blocks that you can use to build your website. Let's click on the module manager. Modules have positions, and they have types, and they're located on different pages. I'm going to select all modules and throw them in the trash in the toolbar. We get a blue message and the yellow message indicating we don't have any modules. We know this. And one last time, I need to go to the trashed status, select all again, and then empty the trash. And now, after all of that, I should be able to return to the front end of my site and refresh the page, and all of the content is gone. Okay. There are no more featured articles, no more side menus, no more main menu. All of that content is out of here. There are some elements written into the code of this template. So there's this Joomla banner and the font size indicator and the Powered by Joomla copyright. These elements are written into the code of the template, and it's kind of hard to get rid of those unless we understand how to access our CSS files using File Transfer Protocol, and we know that CSS code. Fortunately, though, we can go to the internet. We can get a new template that has a lot of functionality that allows us to edit these things directly from the backend. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go to cloudaccess.net, and this time I'm going to go to Products and then go to Templates and Themes. Now, if you purchase a hosting package with cloudaccess.net, you're going to get unlimited access to our template club, which is all of our templates. You can upload and install all of these into your site. Now, very important when you're considering any template online, make sure it's compatible with the version of Joomla you're using. We're going to use the Cloud-based 2.0 today because it is compatible with Joomla 2.5 and it's free. It's very functional, as you'll see. Let's click on the demo button. You can get a sneak peek as to what the template looks like before you install it. You can see what module positions are. This is the Cloud-based 2.0 template. We're looking at it. So we see some module positions. This is where our articles go, side menus and login forms, color presets and background patterns. And we also build all of our templates using the Gantry framework, which is very versatile, as you'll see. So let's go ahead and close, or actually let me point out the module map too. When you're looking at any template online, make sure there's a module map. This is all the positions you have to build. You can build from all these positions in your site. The first time I developed a Joomla site, I did not know this was available. I would have saved myself a ton of time. So here's the module map. Let's close the demo view though. I'm going to go ahead and download this, and this is a component, okay? This is a template, a really large piece of software we're adding to our site. A step down from a component is a module. A module is just like one little block on our site. Okay, and then a step down from a module is a plugin, just a really small piece of software. Our users don't really see plugins. We only see them in the back end typically, and they help our functionality. Let's go ahead and download though. This is a component. Now there are a few ways to get files into the back end of your site. This is the most popular way. Download a zip file. You see these are zip files, other extensions I've been using. And notice Cloud-based 2.0 is a zip file. Really important, make sure it's a zip file. I'm going to put it in my downloads folder and save it. You can get files into the back end of your site using FTP, File Transfer Protocol, which is advanced and technical, but this is the much easier way. Okay, you download that zip file, you go to the back end of your site. Let's go back to the control panel, and this time we're going to go to the extension manager right here. Open this up. I'm going to choose that file, upload package file, choose the file, go to my downloads, and here is that cloud-based zip file right here. Select it. The name appears in the field. Let's select upload and install. And with a little luck, we're going to receive a blue message. Here it is, that the template was installed successfully. And the green check marks, that's just the Gantry framework's way of letting me know it was also installed and ready to go. So let's return to the front end of the site and refresh the page. You see nothing happens, and that's because we've only installed the template. We haven't asked Joomla to make it the active or default template. In the back end, let's go back to the control panel. We're going to change our templates by going to the template manager here. Again, that's also available under extensions and template manager. More than one way to access each area in Joomla. Now notice we have 7 templates to choose from. Some are for the site, which is the front end, and some are for the administrator or the back end. For instance, currently for the administrator, we're set to Blue Stork. I'm going to change it to Hathor by clicking on this golden star here, this empty icon. Click on this, the star moves, and we get a different look and feel for the back end. The Hathor template was developed for those who have visual impairments or would otherwise just like to see elements stand out differently. I'm going to go to Blue Stork here, change it back. That's what I've grown accustomed to. For the site, though, currently we're set to Bees 2. I'm going to change it to the Cloud-Based 2.0 here. Click on the star. We get our blue message. Let's return to the front end and refresh. And finally, we get a new template. No content because we cleared everything out successfully. But here's our template. You know, towards the end of the webinar, I'm going to talk about the background pattern and color. The blue color is okay and the stripes are okay, but you can customize this. Again, I'm going to show you that at the end of this webinar. For now, though, we need content. We don't have any content for our site. So how do we start developing the content? Let's go back to our write this down. Oops, let's fix this a little bit. Write this down. Okay, there's a workflow to understand as we create new content. Remember, we deleted out old content, and now we're going to write some new content. So first, we're going to recreate those categories that we deleted. And then we're going to recreate articles that we deleted. And then after that, we're going to recreate menu items. And we actually will do modules as well today. So first step, categories, then articles, then menu items. Very much like connecting the dots, a workflow. As soon as you understand this process, Joomla is going to start making a lot of sense to you. Okay, so categories, articles, and menu items. In the back end, let's go back to the control panel. And we'll talk about more of that template manager in a moment, just a little bit. We'll configure that. We'll show you all the cool features of the Cloud-Based 2.0 template, but let's go back to the category manager. Again, remember we have that one uncategorized category. I'm going to select it again. I'm going to throw it in the trash. I'm going to get rid of it completely now. Let's click on the new button and create a new category. Let's call this one guitar. I did this one recently, it looks like, but let's do one category, guitar inventory. We'll call it. So one category is guitar inventory. I'm actually going to open it back up. Let's call it guitar inventory and accessories. So notice if I click save, if you're just getting started, click on save, the orange check mark, you get the blue message. It keeps the category open for you to work on. Also, notice the red asterisk. The red asterisk is the required information. To create a category successfully, you only have to have a title. There's some other cool options here. You can make this a subcategory or add a description or add an author. You don't need to do that, though. So we click Save. Watch what happens when I select Save and Close. Kicks me back to the Category Manager. I'm going to open it again. It saves the category. Let's click Save Anew. It saves the category, but then opens up a new category for me to create. So we have Guitar Inventory and Accessories. Let's call this one Guitar Lessons. Save and close. So now we have two. Let's do one more. And I'm going to call this one General Guitar Central, I think it's called, Articles. Save and close. So we have 3 categories now. Remember, the next step after we write our categories, we're going to write articles. Write several articles to save into those categories. I think we'll do 5 articles so we can have a lot of content to work with. Let's go back to the control panel. This time we'll go to the article manager here. I click on the new button to create a new article. Again, pay attention to the red asterisks. Let's write an article for Gibson acoustic guitars. This is going to go into the guitar inventory and accessories category. Make sure you select the right category. And I need some text. Watch what happens when I try to save the article without any text in there. I get that red message, right? Even though it isn't indicated with the red asterisk, I have to have some article text. I'm going to go to the internet here very quickly and search for lorem ipsum. Go to the first link here. It's just the filler text, remember? Just a way to fill up spaces. I'm going to copy this paragraph. Doesn't mean anything at all. Now before I paste that into my site, I'm going to paste it in a notepad. What happens is if you're going to copy content from somewhere else on the internet, or like a Microsoft Word document, for instance, you're also going to copy any formatting that comes with that text. It's going to be important to paste that in the notepad here so you can get rid of the formatting, because we've seen people mess up a Joomla site by pasting that formatting in here. So I'm going to select it all again without any formatting, copy it out of there, return to my Joomla site, and I'm going to paste this in here. So there's my paragraph. So, you know, let's say I want to change the color of this text, or the font of this text, or the size of this text. I can't do that using this editor. This is a very basic editor. It's called a WYSIWYG editor. What you see is what you get. You don't get very much at all. So I'm actually going to replace this editor. I'm going to go back to the internet. Just as we got a new template that has more features, we're going to get a new editor that has more features. I'm going to save and close the article for now. We'll come back to it later. So here's our one article. Oops. Oh, I'm still set to trashed. Let's go to published. So here's our one article, Gibson acoustic guitars. And so we have that. Let's go to the internet again. And I'm going to search for the JCE editor. I'm going to go to the first link here, joomlacontenteditor.net. Now, I want you to know that there are some paid features on the site, but this editor is free, and this is the most commonly downloaded, most commonly used extension for all of Joomla. More people use the JCE editor in their site than any other extension. We're going to go to Downloads, Editor, and go to Joomla 2.5 because that's the version we're using. Select this. I'm going to go get the zip file. Oh, here's the 2.5. Now this is 3.0. This is beta. We don't want the 3.0 for beta. Actually, this is 2.5 and 3.0 beta. I'm going to go ahead and go with the 2.5 version here. I know this one works in my site. It is a zip file. I'm going to download this, put this in my folder here, and save. Just as we did with the template, we'll return to the back end of the site. Let's go to Extensions, Extension Manager. Let's go choose that file and select the JCE right here and upload and install. Zip file has been installed. We get our blue message, the check marks. JCE editor is ready. Now, just as we had to ask Joomla to make our template the default template, we also have to ask Joomla to make the editor the active editor. We'll do that by going to Site and Global Configuration. If we go to the control panel, the Global Configuration button is also right here. And the word global makes sense. We're making a global change for our entire site, and there's some great information. The system and server, permission and text filter areas. We have metadata settings at the bottom. If you have a question about something, make sure you ask. You know, what's that for? For now, we're going to go to default editor, and we're going to change this from TinyMCE to JCE, the editor we just installed. You see Joomla recognizes it. Let's select this and select Save and Close. Get our blue message. Let's return to our article manager now and go to Gibson Acoustic Guitars. And so here's our article. And notice how many more buttons we have in here, right? You can do a lot more with your article. Many of these things like bold, italicize, underline, and text alignment and highlight, these things you're familiar with if you've used any type of word processor in the past. Some of these you may not be familiar with, including the how to access the HTML source code. There are two ways to do that. You click on this toggle editor button here. This gives you the HTML version of your article. Click on it again, because you can click on this button to toggle to that HTML source code. And this is useful because it's a color version, and you might be asking yourself, why would I want to know HTML code? I'm not a coder. Joomla's supposed to be easy. Well, as you develop, you might find that this is useful, because if you'd ever like to insert a Facebook like button or embed a YouTube video, one of the ways to do that is by using the HTML code here. Let's toggle back. Another really popular question is, how do I insert an image? Let's do that. Now, I'm going to put my cursor here where I want my image to appear. You can click on this image button below your article. These 4 buttons, these are core Joomla functions. They're going to come regardless of the editor you use. Click on image, and we didn't clear out this content. Our site does come with some Joomla images. We can browse our computer down here, choose a file, and then upload it, and then insert. I'm going to cancel this, though, because I really like to use this little picture frame within the JCE editor. This is the image manager. Let's go here. And this is really, really, really easy to use, and you can do more with your images here. So let's go get an image from my computer. Let's click on this button to browse. Little picture frame with an arrow here. Browse my computer. I'm going to go to my documents, my webinar images, and then Guitar Central right here. Here's my acoustic guitar. Let's select that image. So we have that file here. Let's go ahead and upload. And so the file appears here. I get the preview. It looks like I'm ready to insert, but if I click on the insert button here, I'm going to get this message: a URL is required. Well, what happened? I actually only uploaded that to the media manager, and what I need to do is click on the file name so that the URL and alternate text is complete up here, and then I get the preview in this area. Let's click on classical guitar here. You see the name now appears in this area. And while we're here, let me just mention that it's best practice to edit the dimensions of your images before you get them into your Joomla site. You see that this one's pretty small. That's because every time someone loads my page, they're going to load a small image instead of a really, really large image, which could slow down their load time. Let's go ahead and insert that image. I'm going to save my article. I like to do that frequently, but let's see here. Another popular question is, how do I can't see the whole article. How do I look at the whole thing? Well, you can expand. Use this tool to expand. You can see more what you're working on, or click on this button to toggle the full screen mode, and you can get that entire view. Another popular question is, how do I wrap text around an image? I want this text to jump up and around the right side. Let's select the image here, and I'm going to go ahead and go to the image manager again. Click on this, and watch what happens in this preview area here when I select left alignment. Text jumps up and around. Look how close it is to the image. I can add a margin in. I'll do 10, and that's for pixels, and that will stay consistent on all sides. Let's go ahead and update. There we see the text jumps up and around. Let's go ahead and close the full screen mode, and you know what? Let's select Save and New. We're going to write a couple more articles here. Let's call this one Fender Electric Guitars. A new article, again with guitar inventory and accessories. Let's paste in a paragraph. I'm going to come back to the image manager. I'm going to browse my computer again for another image. Here's my electric guitar. and upload, select. I'm going to do right alignment this time with a margin of 10 and insert. There we go. Let's do save and new. Just a few more articles. We want to have a lot of content on our site. I'm going to select let's guitar inventory, or let's call this just guitar accessories. Another paragraph. Browse my computer. And you know what? Here's some equipment. And just to point out that I can actually browse for several things, I'm going to do some guitar lessons here. And then we'll also browse for this image for my home page. So I've got 3. We can upload 3 at once. Let's go ahead and select this file. And we'll do left alignment on this one with the margin and insert. There we go. Save and new. Let's do a guitar lessons article. Put this in the guitar lessons category. Paste in a paragraph. Again, I already have that guitar teacher. Here we go. We're going to do right alignment with the margin and insert. Save and new. Let's call this one Welcome to Guitar Central. Put this into the general articles category. Paste in a paragraph. This will be our last article. And I have my image here. I'll do left alignment with the margin and insert. There we go. Let's save and close. And now we have 5 articles to work from. If we return to the front end and refresh the page, notice we still don't have any content on the front end. The categories exist only in the back end of the site. Okay? If you look in the back end, let's go back to the control panel. I really like the file folder icon that's used for the category manager because they only stick in the back end. It's just a way for you to stay organized. Our articles will appear on the front end, but remember, the final step is to create the menu items. So we have to create several menu items now to feature those articles. You and I, we deleted those menus already. Let's go back to the menu manager. So we deleted those. Let's open up the main menu though. We also deleted all these menu item types except for the home menu item. We're going to talk about developing this in a moment. Notice this is a featured article. For now though, we're going to create a new menu item. So we're going to click on the new button in the toolbar. Oops. What happened? Cancel. Let's click on the new button again. Huh. Oh, okay. So we don't have a module for our menu. I'm not sure if it's attached here. This is a navigation bar, a menu module. Let's see if we can have it appear there. So we have to select the menu item type, of course. Now, click on the select button. You have a lot of choices. You can do contact forms, smart search forms. You can publish articles. We're going to do a single article because that's what we wrote with single articles. We'll do a featured article here in a moment. I'm also going to show you, if you scroll down, we'll show you a text separator in a moment. During that Beyond the Basics webinar, we're going to do the entire user manager. We'll do registration and login forms. You can do news feeds as well. Again, for now, we'll do single articles. Let's title this one Guitar Central Home. This menu item. Again, red asterisks. I want this on my main menu, the only menu I have, and then over here select the article. Which article do I want to feature? Welcome to Guitar Central. Let's go ahead and select Save and Close. So now I've got 2 menu items. Now if I return to the front end and refresh, with a little luck, here's Guitar Central Home. Very good. Let's click on it. And so there's the article I wrote. Notice I get some ugly stuff in there, the category and the published date and the author and the hits and the printed email icon. How do I get rid of that stuff? Really popular question. I want that stuff out of there. Well, that appears within an article. So let's go back to the control panel and we'll go to the article manager here. Now you can shut that stuff off within the individual articles, or you can shut it off for all articles by going to this Article Options button in the toolbar. Click on this, and under the Articles tab, you see that there are many things that are set to yes or show. This is that ugly stuff. So I want my title on. I'm going to show my title, but let's say no or hide to everything else. And we hide that ugly stuff. Now, there are some useful features here, like the Read More button. If ever you want that Read More button to appear within the text, you'll have to have this to show. I'm going to hide it for now, though. Let's hide everything else, all the ugly stuff, and select Save. Return to the front and refresh. And there we go. Now all that ugly stuff's gone. Now, remember, this Home menu item, we want to develop this one. Let's save and close this. Remember, Home was a featured article. Let's select a couple of our articles to feature here. I'm going to feature these. This column here, this little icon will let me feature. So just by clicking on that and going back and refreshing, I now have some featured articles listed. So notice I've got the extra white space, and notice too that this is no longer my home page. I'm going to change this. This is my new home page. Let's talk about moving those menu items around. Let's go back to Menus and Main Menu. Let's go to Home first and open it up. I'm going to change the title of this to About Us. And then over here I'm going to change the number of columns from 3 to 2. Let's save and close. So here's About Us. Let's go back and refresh. So notice the title changed, and we get we're a little bit more balanced here. Let's move these around now. Let's make this one first in the order. So over here, this default column, which is my default home page, it's going to be Guitar Central Home, and then I can use these little arrows here to move the ordering around. So I want Guitar Central Home to be first. And actually, if I just do a 0 here and then click on Save, that will take me back to the or that will put that in the first position. Let's return and refresh. And here we go, Guitar Central Home, and then About Us. Let's create a few more menu items to feature the other content we developed. In the back end, click on the New button. And I don't know why I'm getting this red message. Everything seems to be working correctly, though. Let's go click on the menu item type. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to do the text separator, show you what this one looks like. Guitar Inventory. I'm going to call this one. And it's going to go on my main menu. Let's go ahead and select Save and Close. So here it is. Remember, it's a text separator. Return to the front and refresh. The text separator, it's kind of like a ghost menu item. I'm clicking on it, and it's not going anywhere. It basically just exists, so I can do drop-down menu items below it. So let's show you how to do a drop-down menu item. Click on the New button. Menu item type. It's going to be a single article. And I'm going to title this one Electric Guitars. This will go on my main menu, and then over here select that article. We want to link the Fender Electric Guitars article together, so let's save and close. Notice how all of my menu items are left aligned right now, and if I return to the front end and refresh, Electric Guitars is on the main menu, but I want it to be a drop-down under Guitar Inventory. So if I go to the back end, let's open up Electric Guitars again, and what I'm looking for right now is Parent Item. I'm going to change this from a root item to the main menu and change it to Guitar Inventory. Let's select Save and Close. Notice how Electric Guitars is now indented under Guitar Inventory. And if I return to the front end and refresh, Electric Guitars disappears, but it's a drop-down menu item. Let's do the same thing for the acoustic guitars. Do a single article menu item type. Acoustic guitars, and I'm going to make this Guitar Inventory as well, and then link that article together. Gibson acoustic guitars. Let's do Save and Close, and let's do one more menu item. This will just be another single article. I'm going to call this Guitar Lessons. This will go on my main menu. And then let's link that last article we wrote. and save and close. So one way or another, we're featuring all of our content. Return and refresh. Here's my extra drop down, and then guitar lessons. So you know what? Our site's looking pretty good. We've got a lot of stuff here, a lot of cool stuff, but you know, let's say we want to feature a nice big image about our company right on the very front page here. We already have an article, so whenever we want to do something like that, we already have an article, we're going to want to create a module. So let's talk about modules. Okay, remember, modules exist within templates. So let's go to the template manager. Let's open up the Cloud-Based 2.0 template here. And this template has a ton of great features for us to play around with. Notice all the tabs here. Okay, we have overview, style, features. We're going to talk about several of these right now. If we scroll down on the overview tab, we have the module map. So whenever you're going to create a module, pick a position for it first. And this is my navigation bar. So right now on our site, we have a logo in the header A position. We have the main menu that's in the navigation bar, and then we have an article. Now this is the static position for your article. As you select these different module positions here, your article will shrink to fit this in this one little specific area. Let's return to the front end. Again, remember, header A, navigation, and then article. We're going to put a nice big image in the showcase banner here with this template. So we'll pick the showcase position. We will come back here. I'll talk about more about style and features. Let's close the template for now, though. And you know, remember, we were originally using the Bees 2 template. So click on this name. And notice how we don't have any overview, style, features tab. There's nothing here to configure this template. If you run into a template like this online, you like the way it looks, but there's no options for you to configure it, you're going to want to walk away from that template. Okay, so let's close this. We're going to go back to the control panel. We want to create new modules. We're going to go to the module manager here. Remember the yellow message, we don't have any modules currently. Let's click on the new button to create a new module. Now you'll have to select a module type, and you have a lot of different types to pick from. You can display articles through your modules. You can do breadcrumbs, feed displays. You can do a menu module. We'll do a menu module in just a moment. You can do search modules, a login form. 9 times out of 10, though, you'll go with a custom HTML module. This is the only way to actually create custom text and images within that module. So let's open up custom HTML and select that module type. So just a moment while that module gets ready here. Uh-oh. Just a moment here, folks. I'll be right back with you. You know what? Let's try to do this process again. I'm going to get out of my site. I'm going to log back in. Remember, /administrator. We'll see here. It looks like I'm running into a slight problem trying to access the site. Yep. Just a minute, folks. I'll be right back with you. All right, folks. So, yeah, apparently there was a momentary issue with getting the content up on the site. I kind of alerted my team here to see if there was um, an issue on a server, but there wasn't. So, anyway, that's good news. So, again, we're creating modules. So let's go to the Module Manager, and I'm going to click on the New button to create the module type. And let's go ahead and click on Custom HTML. Let's create a title for this. I'm going to call this the Guitar Banner. Let's go ahead and select the position for that. Now notice these are all the positions I have available for all of the templates on my site. Many, many. I can filter for just the template I'm using, the Cloud-Based 2.0, and then I'm going to search for the Showcase banner and select it. Just to comment briefly on that downtime we were experiencing, it's the internet's a glitchy place, and just have a tiny bit of patience. Again, was not a server issue here, but anyway, just a small issue. Now let's scroll down. Notice that this is published, our module, and our custom output area looks a lot like the area where we do our articles. So let's go ahead and browse our computer here. Browse, and I've already measured a module. I'm going to put this image in there. I've already edited that image to fit and measure the module. If you want to know how I measure the modules, please ask me. I'd love to show you. Just a Google Chrome add-on I use. So there's the banner. Let's select it and insert. Let's go ahead and select Save. Let's view the site now. And so here's my big banner that I made. A couple things. Notice this title. I probably want to turn that off. And then notice how this appears on all pages. Let's get it off of these pages too. So in the back end, let's just hide the title for the banner and then scroll all the way down to the menu assignment area. Right now it's featured on all pages. I'm going to change this to only the pages selected. I'll clear the selection, and I only want to put it on my home page. So let's select Home and Save and Close. Return to the front and refresh. It's off of this page. Let's go to the home page, and there it is. So, you know what? I also want to get rid of this logo, the Cloud-Based 2.0. I want to add my own logo, and then I also want to get rid of this copyright at the bottom. Let's show you how to do that in the back end. Let's first go to the Template Manager, open up the Cloud-Based 2.0, and well, let's go to Features first. Notice the first option under Features is Logo. I'm going to just turn that to off. That's the cloud-based logo that's in there. And then we have Copyright. You can turn that off or just change that to Designed by Guitar Central. Let's save and return to the front and refresh. Logo or copyright is changed, and then no more logo at the top either. So let's return to the back end and talk about adding a new logo. Let's go to the Overview tab, and where do we want our logo to go? Now, Header A is a great position for a logo. Header A will stretch to fit this entire horizontal area unless you select the other header positions. Okay? Much like your article stretches to fit this entire horizontal area unless you select the sidebar positions. And remember these sidebar positions. We're going to put a sidebar A. We're going to put a menu module in the sidebar A position in just a moment. So let's close the template here. And let's go back to Extensions and Module Manager. Create a new module. This is going to be a custom HTML for our logo. I'm going to title this one Guitar Central Logo. Select that position, header A, and select. I know I'm going to hide the title though, so let's hide that. I'm going to browse my computer for an image. And here's my logo, and upload. Select. Now 812, this is way too big. I'm going to go ahead and just change this to 300. Probably should edit that before I get it into my site. But let's click Insert and center that logo. And I want this on all pages, my logo, so that's okay. Let's go ahead and save. Return to the front and refresh. And there's my logo. Let's do that menu module. and then we'll talk about colors, and then we'll get to your questions. A lot of questions showing up. That's really great. In the back end, let's save and close this module. Let's click on the New button to create a new one. Let's do a menu this time. I'm going to title this one Side Menu. This is going to feature the same content that's on our main menu, but we could create an all-new menu and feature it in this position. Let's select that position. Remember, we said Sidebar A. So I'm going to search for that and select it. I do want this on all pages, so that's good. And then over here, really important, which menu do I want to feature? I only have one, so I'll select the main menu. Let's save, return, and refresh. And so here is my side menu. Again, same options as the main menu. Let's talk about color here very quickly. I've got some black in my image here, and in this image in my logo. So I'm going to change my background pattern, my background color to black, my headings here to black, the drop-down color, this headline, the drop-down menu, and then we'll talk about the pattern as well. So in the back end, let's save and close this module. Let's go to Extensions, Template Manager. Open up the Cloud-Based 2.0. We were already at Overview and Features. Let's go to Style. And what you'll see here is you can pick different background patterns and colors. So let's change this to Pattern 10. I like Pattern 10 a lot. Background color I'm going to change. We're going to do Jet Black. And so notice that you get this hexadecimal color. Each color actually has a hexadecimal number related with it. So I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to paste that in here. And in here, I'm really basically going to replace anything blue with black. I'm going to leave the link color blue, though. That's pretty standard. Let's change button and menu. I'm going to change the font color to white to stand off against that black. And we'll do the drop-down color as well. And down below, you have Google Fonts to pick from for your site. This is only for the headings in the articles. Everything else will be done through the article manager itself. Let's just go ahead and select a different font. And I like my font to be large, actually. Let's select large there. And let's save. Let's return to the front now. And refresh. And there we go. We get a little bit more consistency with our colors. We've got some black in the headlines, and our drop-downs are black. Our headlines are black, so we're looking pretty good. We did a lot in the last hour. We even had a little glitch with our server or with our site loading, but it went away very quickly. And we cleared all content. We installed the template. We created categories, articles, menus, and modules. And I want to get to your questions now. Remember, type that question in or raise that hand. I can bring you live into the webinar. I will go in order here. I have several questions that have already been posted. So if you're going to add one now, just please have some patience. We'll get to everybody. One other comment. Remember, I'm recording this now. I'm going to upload this to our YouTube channel where you can watch this webinar here. Go to Training, Joomla Webinars from our homepage. And then over here, register for another webinar, watch a recorded version. If you wouldn't mind sharing this, tweeting this, letting people know that you attended this class, we want to have as many people attend this webinar as possible. And you can always register for another webinar as well. And the webinars will also be available at youtube.com/cloud access. And I had a question at the very beginning of the webinar, how to back up the site. Is there any tool to do that in the administrator panel and put it on a CD? Yeah, absolutely. Really popular question. It is not in the back end of your site. Okay? I'm going to save and close the template. We used to have the Akiba backup engine here, right in the back end of the site. We found that this created a few tiny images. You can go and get the Akiba backup engine, and you can put that into your Joomla site yourself. We've added this to your client area, though. So if you go to cloudaccess.net and you go to the client area, let me show you how you can do this. This is going to allow you to manage all of your backups. You're going to go to this Cloud Control panel here. So let's open this up. The Cloud Control panel, we put a lot of features together here for you to manage all of your sites in one location. So let's go to this site right here. It's the very last one I launched. Webinar 1119.cloudaccess.net. I'm going to go to Manage Instance, and I'm going to go to Manage Backups. And I have no backups because I haven't I haven't created any yet. Let's go ahead and create that backup. I'm going to do a database and files backup. Let's click on create, and it's creating the backup for me. Now, the larger the site, the longer it takes. It's a very small site, so it's already done. Here we have our exact time and date, the exact size of the backup, and if we want to download this, we're going to have to access our site using File Transfer Protocol. So let me just kind of point something out here. At cloudaccess.net, if you go to the knowledge base here, go to client area. We're in the process of rewriting all these articles, but if you go to the cloud control panel here, this option, you can create a backup. Learn how to create a backup of your site. Again, step-by-step instructions for what we just went through to create the backup. And again, it shows you step-by-step how to download that using File Transfer Protocol. So Anna, I hope that helps you a little bit. Remember, you can always go to the extensions directory, extensions.joomla.org. And now there are over 10,000 extensions available for you. I'm going to see if there's a backup category. I don't see one. I want you to search for Akiba backups. And this is ready for 2.5 and 3.0. This is a component. You can install Akiba backups directly into your site, and you can take a backup from the backend. So that's really actually very cool. So you can download this, plug it into your site. Notice that this is non-commercial. This is a free extension available for 2.5. Let's scroll down here. See all the great reviews, perfect, and you can install this into your site to create that backup. Let's download this actually. Let's grab this piece. This is what I would do. Download. I don't want the files. Let me choose a version to download. It might not be that easy, actually. Might not be that easy. Okay, the 2.0.6, let me just keep following, spend another minute trying to do this. Okay, yeah, I think this is it. I think this is it. Let's put this here. I'm going to try and install this into my site. Hopefully we don't break anything. Right here, and install. Now, while that installs, it's a large piece of software. It looks like it's actually ready already. So notice here that this is a component. It has modules and a plugin. So let's go ahead and see if that was the right one that we installed. I'm going to go to components. Actually, it's a Akiba release system. I don't think that's the one we want. We want this straight up, just the backup. We want just the backup. So I might have to play around and find the exact backup that I want. And in fact, I'm going to go to manage. I'm going to go ahead and delete that now. Select all the Akiba's release system. I want just the backup. That should be it. Let's go ahead and uninstall those. So yeah, now it's gone. So make sure you're getting the right one, Anna. Hopefully that helped you a little bit. Another question from Anna. I'm a webmaster of our school for a month now. This site is made with Joomla 1.5.17. How to back up the site? Is there any tool to do that in the administrator? Okay. So Anna, hopefully we answered your question. I'd get the Akiba backup. Make sure it's compatible with 1.5. Okay. You see that this version is compatible with 2.5 only. 1.5 is no longer a supported version of Joomla. So if you've inherited a 1.5 site, it's fairly old, and you're going to want to try to contact the Akiba backup people or a different backup provider to get that backup created. So hopefully we've given you some good information there. Let me know if there's anything else I can help you with. Sarah asked, "Hi Bernie, I'm Sarah. I'm attending from Portugal. I'm using the Cloud-Based 2.0 template in my Joomla site." That's great. "I made the download of the accordion menu CK module in extensions.joomla.org. I'm having troubles to see the result. Can you tell me if there is any compatibility between the module and your template? Probably I'm doing something wrong. Can you help me, please?" Sure. Well, you know, there are so many extensions out there. I don't know if I've seen this one. Let's accordion menu CK. So, accordion menu CK. Let's open this one up. So it's a non-commercial extension. It's only a module. Let's open this up. Let's come down here. Looks like it's got some really good reviews. And typically, you know, we build all of our templates with the Gantry framework, and we don't run into a lot of issues with it. So let's demo. Let's go see what it looks like. I really like accordion menus, so it's essentially a mega menu. This is what we're installing, right? This type of menu here. It can also look like this. Really cool. Really cool. Yeah, it's got great functionality. So let's close this. Let's try to download and see if we run into an issue. And here we go. CK. Download. I don't want PDF, shopping cart, Hika Shop. It's got all these compatibility things. That's really cool. Let's download and save. Let's try to install this in the site. Choose that file, accordion CK, and install. So we get our blue message. Now remember, that's a module, right? Right here, a little red M. Now if we return to our backend, we should be able to see that in the module manager. So it's not here. Yeah. Is that, well, let's see. I'm still loading, but Sarah, I'm interested if that's the issue you ran into. No. Sarah, did that appear in your module manager? My page is still loading here, so 9 times out of 10 it will appear in the module manager. It may appear in components or in plugins, but my page is still loading. I'm going to close some of these pages here while we wait. Yeah, really strange. Really strange. Let's go back to the extension manager and manage. That was called the accordion menu CK. Let's see if it appears here. We may try to upload and install again. Here's the menu accordion CK. It's a module. It's turned on. Really strange. Let me just double check. 1.7, 2.5. Did I get the right version? It only gave me one, so it's should be good to go. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to install this correctly, Sarah. I'm having an issue as well. So what I would do is I would contact the Joomla people. Never really worked with this developer before, but I'd go to their forum. And first I'd search around for a question. So here's the accordion menu CK. There are 111 topics. Conflict and not working. This was just the other day. Active menu. Okay. Hello. Okay. I might post a question here to see if I get any help resolving that issue. Sarah, because there are so many extensions, in the directory. I can't possibly know how to use all of them, and that's what the developers are for. I know that's not the best answer, and I hate giving that one, but sometimes that's what the answer is. Now, Lonnie has a question. Are they going to bring back the clear all content, or will we have to clear everything manually? We're not going to bring that back in. We discovered that created an issue within a database table, and most sites are completely fine, but we don't want to create issues if we don't have to, so that's not going to come back. Let's see. Bill has a question. Hi, Bernie. Great to be back with you. Hey, Bill. The newbie is still learning. Okay, you're almost ready to launch your site. Your question has to do with the search module. I'm going to grab your URL here, Bill. I know you've been in the webinar quite a few times. Go take a look at your site. Typically, I don't do this in the webinar, but taxi cab info, very cool. So this is the cloud-based template. Excellent job. Really great. Got some latest news here. I like it. Oh, you got your donate. Got your donate button here. Really cool. Oh, I like your rotator too. Great job. You know, you should use some coding to get rid of that shadow behind here. You can get rid of that using the CSS code. And the same with the bottom shadow as well. Cool stuff, though. So, your search module, if you go to the site, the article's at the bottom. Okay, so go to the site, the article's at the bottom. Okay. So this is going to be like an article category module here, maybe, something like that. Needs to be in that module. I really don't know what I'm searching. So you want me to search for that? So fair disclaimer. I'm going to search for fair on your site. You got a lot of content too. That's great. I'm not finding that articles. I really don't know what your question is, Bill. I really don't know what the actual question is. So I'm going to keep this up. If you could help to clarify what you mean, that'd be great. Just one suggestion. Every time you add new content, you go to Components and go to Smart Search. Every time you add new content, go ahead and just click the index button again. Just index the content all over again. And then it'll just count everything new that you've created. So we indexed, and here's all the content that we're now considering with our search. So hopefully, hopefully that helps you. Let me know if there's more there. Lonnie says, I noticed there's an update that keeps showing up when I install the new template. Why does that happen? Well, which template? Which template? Now, remember, Lonnie, Joomla 3.0 just came out, so developers are constantly updating to make sure that there are no glitches and things like that. So if you can let me know which template you're using. Michelle has a question. Hello, can we integrate Magneto into our site? Magento. I'm not sure, Michelle. What is Magento? I'm going to come back here and search for Magento. I've never heard of Magento before. If you can let me know what Magento is, that'd be really great. I'm going to go ahead and search Magento for Joomla. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, so is it a checkout cart? It's an e-commerce solution? Is that what it is? So VirtueMart versus Magento. It sounds like Magento is a shopping cart, an e-commerce solution. Okay, it's a platform. Now, I'm going to go to categories here, and I'm going to go to e-commerce. Now, I'm not sure about Magento. I'm not sure if, I searched for it. going to go to this blog here. Somebody's blog wrote about Magento. Okay. So yeah, it looks like this Magento is an alternative to Joomla Virtumart. So it doesn't look like Magento is going to be ready, but you have a lot of different e-commerce solutions for Joomla, like Virtumart or Joom Shopping. HikaShop, another really popular one. Let's go open up HikaShop. You can incorporate this into your site, right? So let's demo. It's a shopping cart. So basically, and it's this one, I believe this one's free. You can feature your products. Let's click on a product here. You can have specs for a product. You can vote on products. You can add it to your cart, just like you would, it sounds like, with the Magento. You can continue shopping, proceed to checkout, do all these different things with your site. You have the payment gateway here, which is really cool. So hopefully I'm answering your question. It looks like the answer is no for Magento in Joomla. I'm going to go search again. And search their page for Joomla. No, it looks like they have they do have some Joomla connections here. Integration with Joomla. So you might be able to get this into your Joomla site. Oops. Well, at least they're talking about it here. You'll have to come here and do a little bit more research there, Michelle. Hopefully that can help you. So you're saying, so basically that Magento is a different e-commerce site, whatever we build. Yeah, you can build e-commerce with Joomla, and you can do a lot more with Joomla. It looks like Magento is just this specific shopping cart type of site that you can create, but you can do that with Joomla. So we just need to read more and possibly try it on our free demo site. Yeah, I would do this. Like if you're really interested in that shopping cart feature, go ahead and let's see. HikaShop is non-commercial. Download this, plug it into the site, begin playing around, see if you can't feature your products and services the way you want to, and hopefully you can create the functionality you want. Joomla, it sounds like Joomla might be a better choice than Magento if you want to have like other types of articles and modules featured on the site in addition to that shopping cart. So hopefully that helps you a little bit. Bill says, thanks. Oh, okay, so it looks like you can index your content and it's going to work for you. That's great. And it looks like I've answered all questions at this point. Now, if you're interested in learning more about Joomla, come to joomla.org. There's so much to do here, community and support. Come to the forum, ask a question, right? Come to the forum, ask a question, just like with those other forums. 2.5, you have a question about extensions. Like you could come here, Michelle, extensions for Joomla 2.5. Pop in a question about Magento. Does anyone know if I can, and it's probably going to be a component, say, can I integrate Magento into Joomla? And you might be able to get an answer here, okay? The Joomla forum is a great resource. Don't forget our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Joomla. Can upload, or I'm sorry, this is the Joomla YouTube channel. You can view the Joomla videos here, or youtube.com/cloud access. I'm going to stop this webinar and then upload it to our YouTube channel here as soon as it's done archiving. You can watch this webinar and many of our other free webinars. So, you know what, no more questions for today. I want to thank everyone for attending. Good luck developing that Joomla site. Remember, you can come back to one of our webinars anytime you like. Come to cloudaccess.net. Come to training and webinars. If you wouldn't mind liking and sharing this link with other folks, we'd really appreciate it. Come to register now. come on back. So hopefully we see you again. Good luck developing that site, and take care, everybody.